Ladies and gentlemen, this is your guy, Logan Sofarenko. Welcome to Campfire Overtime, a Campfire Series podcast, which hopefully in a couple months, maybe a couple of years, it'll actually mean something. But as of right now, this is just the Campfire Overtime Series with Logan Sofarenko. So, for those of you tuning in, this is going to be on YouTube. You're going to see my face. You don't have to keep it. I'm not doing anything special. For the first parts of this podcast, it's just going to be on YouTube. Eventually, we'll start getting into iTunes and Spotify and all that fun stuff. But for right now, we're sticking to YouTube. I want to say welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is a very, very good day because we are halfway through the week. And I don't know about you, but when I have the countdown on my wall that says 15 days till May 15th, which hopefully is when the stay-at-home order will get lifted, I get pretty excited. I mean, I'm not encouraging for anyone to wish time away or make time go faster. Honestly, enjoy every second of this quarantine because there's so many awesome things happening in the world right now, even though it's just negative and there's really a lot of bad. I don't know where I was going with that, but it's okay. We find the good here at the Campfire Series. But this is a podcast called Overtime. And the whole point of Overtime, let's break down. This is the first episode of this podcast is called The Overview. Let's break down what exactly that means. So, Campfire Series, you guys, if you follow us on Instagram, go ahead and if you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us at Campfire Series Podcast. It gives you all the info about upcoming events and upcoming podcasts and just fun stuff that we want to share that's on our minds. Eventually, we're gonna have guests. I already have a bunch of guests in for Overtime and for Curtain Call, so I'll get to that right now. So, Campfire Overtime. This is the podcast that is going to air every Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock. To start your day off with just us, and we're going to talk about life. Hopefully you guys are still with us. Hopefully you haven't tuned us off by now. Maybe you guys like hearing my soothing voice. I don't know. I was the PA public address announcer for my high school for 3 years, and they thought I had a good voice. So hopefully you guys think I have a good voice for this stuff too. But yeah, so Wednesday morning is going to be Campfire Overtime. It's going to be on the same YouTube, same platforms. But it's just going to be called Overtime. And the whole point of Overtime is to talk strictly about sports, lifestyles, just, weird stories. Because there's been a lot of stupid stuff that has gone on in my life and probably the guests that we're bringing on. They got some stupid stories to share, about them being athletes. And when you're on a team, guys, especially shout out to all you volleyball players out there and club volleyball players, you do fun stuff on tournaments. Like, you have a hotel room, you're going to have fun in it, especially like, those memories you make with your team, you're not going to get those back, especially like if you're in club season now as a senior, that stuff's getting taken away from you. But that's the kind of stuff we're going to be talking about on Campfire Overtime. Campfire Overtime is going to be one of the most learning experiences for me because strictly I'm a theater guy, but I played sports. I love sports. So like I said, for those of you who don't know me, I do sports and I do theater. I talk about sports. I talk about theater. That's why we're doing this podcast, and we're doing two separate ones because we want to have a little bit of balance. I had a hard time trying to figure out what is going to be should we do two separate channels where one is theater, one is sports? We're just going to do it on the same channel, and list one is Overtime on Wednesday mornings at 8 o'clock. Remember that if you want to tune in with us. 15 minutes we're going to start off with. That's going to be the length that we're going to start off with until we start getting a little more in-depth with the podcast. But those are Wednesday mornings, once again, at 8 o'clock. Thursday mornings at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. God, can't talk. And I'm on a mic. Don't let me do No, I'm kidding. Thursday mornings at 8 o'clock in the morning, we are going to talk about theater. Theater. Now, I put a lot of emphasis on that, and I don't want you guys thinking, oh, this guy, he's a theater kid trying to be a sports guy or whatever it is. No. We're doing both these podcasts so we can attract viewers of everywhere because I think in this time of quarantine and this time of life, we want to learn about so many different things. And that's what's awesome. My girlfriend right now, we met because we were complete opposites, and then we're learning about each other. This is the perfect circumstance to do it. But so Thursday mornings, I already have a couple of actors from national tours. I'm trying to see if I can get someone that's in New York to come on the show, but I already have two national tour actors who are going to be joining us. I don't necessarily know when, but we're going to have a lot of fun on Thursday mornings, just talking about high school theater and how awesome it is now. But you got to put that in the past and move on and keep building. But that's what's going to be on Thursday mornings. For all our theater people out there, they're going to be tuning in. It's going to be a really fun time. But for right now, on Campfire Overtime, we're going to talk about my mind and where I am as a sports fan. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm going to hopefully you guys see us by now. Let's tilt the camera a little bit. I just tilted the camera to my Tom Brady fat head. That's all I have to say about that. A lot of people have been hitting me up, especially knowing the Patriot fan that I am, and saying, what are your thoughts about Tom Brady? And he's caused a lot of controversy to many sports fans, but what I've had to say about Tom Brady, growing up as a Patriot fan, let me just tell you, let me get a little sentimental for you guys. In dressing rooms for theater shows and musicals, I literally think about putting the games on. I watch the games. Like usually our shows are in March, so I watch like March Madness, and I watch baseball, but I never got to watch football. I watched football a little bit earlier in the year, but like when we did our fall show, but Tom Brady was the reason why I started watching professional football. He made the game so fun. I gotta tell a story about how I became a Patriot fan. It didn't just happen like overnight, like, oh, bandwagon, look at this guy, he's getting on the train for the Patriots. No, it's weird being in LA, being a Patriot fan. It's definitely hard living in this environment, but what I think is cool about this whole thing is I get to actually be passionate about my team. And let me just tell a funny story. I know only thing we have right now is the cameras, but we're actually in a different camera now because our Mr. Tripod over here, he didn't want to capture anything. He died, but he lived, like the battery just went out. That's pretty funny. But no, anyway, the decision about me being a Patriot fan. So my mom is from Northern California. She grew up in Sacramento. They're 49er fans. My dad was born in Cambridge, Massachusetts. They're all Patriot fans. And believe me, I went back to New England this summer. It was the time of my life. It was like me actually I've gone into New England twice in my life. When I was in 5th grade and this summer going into my senior year. And actually being able to remember how it went down senior year is pretty cool, and seeing everyone how passionate they are. And basically, my parents said, "Oh, Logan, you're born in January. Let's see what happens." I was put in a Patriot onesie, 4 days old. That's how you knew I was a Patriot fan. And then what happened a little less than a month later from when I was born? The Patriots win their first Super Bowl. Boom. Mic drop. So that was the call, and I grew up loving the Patriots. I grew up loving the Red Sox. There was actually a time where I stopped liking the Red Sox because I fell in love with the Texas Rangers because they had a nice hat. I was under this conspiracy in 4th grade that I was from Texas. I wanted to be a storm chaser. I loved Twisters. But then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, if I'm from Texas, I gotta like the Rangers. And then I went out and even bought a Dallas Mavericks shirt. I don't even know what this was. It was a weird phase I went through. But my dad's like, Logan, wake up. And then what happened? I think it was when did they win the World Series next? They won it my 6th grade year in 2013. We were carving pumpkins. It was pretty funny. And then that was like, my dad's like, okay, Logan, you gotta. So basically, in a sense, I actually did hop on. Oh, look at that. Got a text message. Look at that. I did hop onto a bandwagon or like hop from being off it onto it, but like I was always a Patriot fan. So I just kind of exposed myself if you guys were happy and you guys wanted to hear me expose myself about my love for Boston sports. But it's kind of funny because I'm very excited to talk about that. And being a New England fan, a lot of people are saying you guys always win. I'm like, dude, there's so many times where if you can get you can get in a debate with me about a player, like I could put up a pretty good argument about like how they suck and how they're not good. Like the NFL draft let me down as a Patriot fan. And also, this offseason has been the worst for any Boston fan because you lose Mookie Betts, you lose Tom Brady, you're done. And also, so many cool free agents for the Patriots just left. Like, you guys probably going to know any of these names, but like a lot of linebackers like Kyle Van Noy, Landon Collins. We lost so many people, but that's the Boston side of where I'm at with me being me and me loving my team and how it transitions into me loving it in the theater world. I'm eventually going to post a video of me. So it was my junior year, my first semester junior year. It's that. Which one is it? Oh, it's over there. We're pointing at my posters, but no. It was 20th century. This is when the Red Sox won the World Series of 2018, and I literally remember watching the highlights for that postseason of the Red Sox. I would literally remember where I was. It was crazy. Like, not to be weird, I remember literally teching the show, standing on the stage, and looking at my phone kind of like, by my hip. And I remember Mitch Moreland hit a 2-run bomb in Game 4. And we were down 4-0, but brought us back within 1. And I was like, okay, we're almost there. And then Steve Pearce, wicked Stephen Pearce, MVP, he's gone. I love him. Hit a home run to tie the game. And I was in the bathroom, and my mic was turned on. Enough said. That's all that is for that. But yeah, so going into the shows, loving the Red Sox. Like, I remember, at the beginning of that year, I had such a close attachment with that team because when I did Peter Pan, the end of my sophomore year, I remember watching the Red Sox beginning season. Like, I remember being backstage. My best friend Dean Hermanson, shout out if he's listening, but Dean Hermanson is a very big Yankee fan, and we're in the same cast. So it was kind of like, this should be fun. And what happens while we're in the dressing room, kind of watching the game? A Red Sox-Yankees brawl takes place. That was pretty awesome. We call that, for those of you out there, we call that Joe Kelly Fight Club. Now he's on the Dodgers, and he blew. And for those of you Dodger fans out there, to trigger you a little bit, Joe Kelly is now on the Dodgers, and Joe Kelly gave up a grand slam in Game 5 this year to Howie Kendrick, and Howie Kendrick sent the Nationals to the NLCS. And then he eventually hit the game-winning dinger in the World Series. But yeah, so not to trigger Dodger fans out there, but that's exactly what happened. So that is the weird story about how it connects, and you guys are gonna hear so much more. I'm going in tangents right now, just telling you guys like how excited I am about this podcast and how amazing it's gonna be. But right now, it's crazy that you guys are probably listening to this like saying, "Oh, I need to be on a Zoom call right now or be on a Google Meets." No, you don't. You need to be right here. This is where you need to be. Campfire Series, Campfire Overtime. That's where you need to be. None of that Zoom crap. You're here. But yeah, also, I'm also getting into this because people have been asking, I am pursuing sports media and radio at my college. I'm going to California Lutheran University, double majoring in musical theater and dance, and musical theater and dance is its own major, and sports communications with an emphasis in sports broadcasting. So that is the plan. It's happened. I'm committed, but I'm also committed to making this project. I want to make Campfire Series great for you guys. So over time, we're going to say we had this, and this is where we started. So for those of you that are actually listening to this, thank you for listening. It means the world to me. We're going to have so much fun, and I'm talking so much right now. I feel that these episodes are going to get longer over time, and that's what's pretty awesome about this whole thing, is that we're going to have so much fun. That's just basically an intro about what this podcast is going to be. So for all you guys that tuned in, I just want to say thank you. We're going to drop our episodes every week for overtime. Once again, overtime. Campfire overtime is Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. Campfire curtain call is Thursdays at 8 a.m. And tomorrow we're not going to drop a Campfire curtain call. Next week we will, because we kind of started planning that out last minute. But yeah, go ahead, follow us on Instagram at Campfire Series Podcasts. Subscribe to us on YouTube. That's where we're starting. We don't have to do that lame editing with the lights and the weird YouTube influencers. We're gonna make this pretty awesome right here. I don't really care how I look here, because hopefully, realistically, I don't want you guys even looking at me. Hopefully your phone is down. Maybe you're in another browser. Whatever it is. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM us. We love hearing your thoughts. Big shout out to Isaac Faulkner for helping us get started on the design, for Lily Follett also getting more design ideas out there. So many people to thank, just helping us get started. Support us, follow us, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. I don't know how to do the YouTube stuff, so hopefully it works. But for right now, this is Logan Sofranco, the host of Campfire Series and Campfire Overtime, saying so long and have a great rest of your day here on Wednesday. You guys are just awesome. Remember, stay strong. This will be over soon. Stay safe and stay indoors. Yes. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.